Hello viewers, this is Paladin of Odin, and this is some more Magic the Gathering Online. This is another episode of the Standard Commentary series. So first turn Scythe Leopard, he plays a land on his turn to put it up to 2-2, swings in, takes him down by 2, back to the other side, comes back to the Scythe Leopard, plays a land, up to 2-2, swings in, gets through for 2, down to 16. So is this guy running a landfall ramp deck? I haven't got a clue what the other guy's running because he hasn't played anything but land yet. Okay, Yasova Dragonclaw. No response. No land, no attack with the Scythe Leopard. Well, this guy has 5 colors available. Is he running 5C Bring to Light, maybe? Chooses not to play. Wonder what he was considering playing. Okay, plays a land. Scythe Leopard goes up to 2. Swings in with full team. That'll be 6 damage if it gets through. Responding with Silumgar's command. He's bouncing a land and killing Yasova. Okay, responding with Scatter to the Winds. So Silumgar's command is countered, the 6 damage goes through, and he's down to 8. Fetchland takes him down to 7. And Bring to Light for 5. Gets Crux of Fate. Kills the Dragonclaw and the Scythe Leopard. The problem is that this blue-green deck has 5 cards in his hand. You only have 1 mana to respond with. Okay, he throws down a Morph. I'm trying to think. Most likely it's a Den Protector, as usual. Okay, so Bring to Light drops a Siege Rhino, and it resolves, changing the life totals to 17 and 10. And it gives him a blocker for the Morph. And it's a very good blocker, especially if it's a Den Protector, because of its ability saying that creatures with power less than it can't block it. So Siege Rhino can just laugh at the Den Protector and say, haha, I can block you. Throws down Sidisi's Faithful. Now, he could bounce the Siege Rhino here, which would let him get through with the Morph. Okay. So he sacks Sidisi's Faithful to itself to bounce the Siege Rhino. Clears the field. And he plays... No, it's Sagu Mauler. Goes in for 6. Okay. Well, that's one of those really good morph cards that you don't see very often. I mean, for his mana cost, you know, even at 6, a 6/6 trample hexproof is good. The fact that you can flip him... Okay, bring to light for 5. The fact that you can flip Sagu Mauler on turn 4 with Mana Dorks or a... Well, Rattleclaw Mystic is a Mana Dork, but I was going to say unmorphing a Rattleclaw Mystic. You know, there are plenty of tricks that you can do to get him flipped from Morph. I mean, you could throw him down on turn 3 morphed, flipped on turn 4, and you're attacking with a 6/6 hexproof trample on turn 4. But you just don't see him. Bring to Light grabs another Siege Rhino, which takes the life totals to 14/7. Sagu Mauler can eat the Rhino, but will only get through for 1, which will put him at 6. He can then play another Siege Rhino. And that's 2 Bring to Lights that he's used already. And mans up Lumbering Falls. Yeah, it's not a bad idea. Oh, and Sidisi's Faithful. That's game. I thought he was just going to be attacking in, and that's actually a decent idea. You know, say he didn't play Sidisi's Faithful and just attacked with the Mauler and the Lumbering Falls. You know, it's like, do you block the Sagu Mauler and take 4, and your Rhino dies and both his creatures live? Or do you take 6 and kill his land and keep your Rhino? You know, staying alive at 1 life. Now, he would have another Siege Rhino in his hand to play, but Sidisi's Faithful, you know, makes that whole line of strategy pointless. But good things to think about if situations like that were to arise. So, on to game 2. Okay. Ooh, disperse? Okay. So, turn 1 Scythe Leopard, turn 2 plays a land, and disperses the Fathom Feeder. Now, Fathom Feeder is a pretty good blocker against most of this guy's deck. I mean, granted, it'll take... Oh, Silver Dragon Claw. Now, he doesn't have the mana to steal the Fathom Feeder. Okay, blocks the Scythe Leopard with the Fathom Feeder. They both die. But what I was going to say, oh, and plays Duress. What I was going to say is a lot of the creatures in the green-blue deck do have trample, but at the same time, that thing has Death Touch. Gets rid of Scatter the Winds, leaves him with Sagu Mauler, Bounding Crassus, and Thornwood Falls. Plays another Fathom Feeder. So at the, at the worst, you're getting to kill their creature, but you are taking a lot of damage because it's a 1/1. Like Sagu Mauler, for example. You'd be taking 5, but at least you'd be killing that 6/6. Okay, is he going to steal? Looks like he's going to steal the Fathom Feeder and go in for 5. And ingest. Gets rid of Silumgar's command. Actually be a pretty good card for him right now. Goes in with the Fathom Feeder, ingests a Disperse. And plays another Duress. Island, Sagu Mauler, and Bounding Crassus. Ends up the Lumbering Falls. And no mana to steal the Fathom Feeder, but he'll be able to get in for 7. Unless he has a response, which he does. Okay, he has to pop the Wooded Foothills to get a land. Murderous Cut to kill Yasova Dragonclaw. Okay, so Lumbering Falls gets in for 3. Takes him down to 7. Okay, passes his turn. No attacks, no plays. 2 cards in hand. This might not be good for him. Okay, plays a land. We know he has Bounding Crassus and Sagu Mauler in his hand. 3, 4, 5, 6. He could play Bounding Crassus and throw down Morphed Sagu Mauler in the same turn. Or just straight up throw down Sagu Mauler. But there's a response. Dig Through Time. Well, I think Sagu Mauler's going to resolve. And then next turn... Yeah, next turn he could man up the Lumbering Falls. He's attacking with the Fathom Feeder, which makes me think that he has a board clear. Or, yeah, it has to be a board clear. Bring to Light for 5. Brings out Crux of Fate. Kills all the creatures. Throws down another Fathom Feeder. So he avoided that bad situation of having to choose to block Lumbering Falls and take 6 to the face. Blue-green is down to 2 cards in hand. Bring to Light is down to 1. Bring to Light is at 7 life. And the... Okay, he's manning up Lumbering Falls. Does he have a Sidisi's Faithful in his hand? It's too late for that. Hmm. That was kind of odd. Okay, he's attacking with the Fathom Feeder. Gets through for 1. What's he gonna get? Ah, he forgot about Fathom Feeder, it's why. Okay, so he got rid of a Sidisi's Faithful. Place a Woodland Wanderer for 6/6. Does he have a counter? Nope. Okay, so 6/6 Vigilance Trample. I don't know. I think this. Well, he does have 3 cards in hand. I was going to say this looks like it might be turning around for the Bring to Light deck. Because the best the blue deck can do is bounce. He doesn't have access to board clears like the 5-color deck does. He can't use End Hostilities, Crux of Fate, Languish, Planar Outburst. So he passes his turn. 3 cards in hand. He has 7 mana available. During his upkeep, he flashes Bounding Crassus. You may tap or untap target creature, so tapping the Woodland Wanderer. And he attacks with the Fathom Feeder. And he blocks with the Bounding Crassus. Why would you do that? Okay, he has a response. Draw a card. Each opponent exiles the top card. Okay, gets rid of Thornwood Falls. Okay, 3 cards in hand. Let's see. If he had another land, then he could be playing a 4-drop. No, he could play a 3-drop spell after manning up Lumbering Falls, but he has another Lumbering Falls now. 2 cards in hand. Things are not looking so good for him. Okay, throws down a Morph. We haven't seen any other Morphs in his deck, so it's probably a Sagu Mauler. How much does it cost to flip him? 5. He doesn't have enough to unmorph him in the face of the Woodland Wanderer. Woodland Wanderer goes in for 6. He takes it. And flips Sagu Mauler. And attacks in. He chooses to block. 6/6s kill each other. He pretty much had to block there, because there would have been entirely too much risk involved in being at 1 against a guy who has shown that he can bounce your creatures to clear the way for his. 2 cards in hand. Okay, mans up a Lumbering Falls. Oh, he's 1 mana short of doing both. Attacks with 1, gets through for 3, takes him down to 4. And this particular game has come down to quite the struggle. The Bring to Light deck has 5 cards in his hand. If he doesn't have options to save himself, it's either a bad draw or he needs to take his deck back to design. Gilt Leaf Winnower. 4/3 Menace. When it enters the battlefield, you may destroy target non-elf creature whose power and toughness aren't equal. Okay, good enough blocker. It can take care of a Lumbering Falls. Okay, there's the other land that he needed to be able to go in with double Lumbering Falls. If he does that this turn, he's pretty much guaranteed to take him down to 1. Clever Impersonator. Guiltleaf Winnower. Okay. That right there represents lethal on the board. He has to play another creature to guarantee that he can block Guiltleaf Winnower or kill the Clever Impersonator Guiltleaf Winnower. You know, when they first brought out the new keyword Menace, that ability, I didn't think it was that powerful. But now that I've seen it in play, I realize just how brutal it can be. He draws his card and concedes. That's unfortunate. 5 cards in hand and no way to save yourself. But that's just the way things work sometimes. Trying to figure out what to call this guy's deck. I'm thinking blue-green aggro. I think I'll have to run with that. So that was blue-green aggro versus 5C Bring to Light. I'm impressed. You know, I've never seen a deck like this so far, and it's good. I mean, it has its limitations. We've seen that. But at least in that match, most of the time, he was in total control. So if you liked what you saw, hit that like and subscribe button for me, and I'll see you in the next video.